Thinking of packing your bags and starting fresh in a new state in 2024? Hold that thought. There are some places you might want to steer clear of before you make the big move. Whether it's because of skyrocketing crime rates, a sluggish job market, unbearable weather, or simply a poor quality of life, today we're going to count down the 10 states you should never move to in 2024. We're digging into the real data behind each of these states, from economic reports to crime statistics, cost of living, and even housing market nightmares. Some of them might be a bit surprising, but trust me, there are good reasons these places made the list. So what makes a state a no-go zone? Maybe it's the crime rates that are through the roof. Or perhaps it's the lack of job opportunities leaving people frustrated. What about the states where the cost of living has shot up while the quality of life has, well, gone downhill? These are the things you need to consider before you decide to pack up and start a new chapter of your life in a different state. But hey, let's not jump to conclusions just yet. There's a lot to unpack here, and each state has its own story to tell. We'll go through them one by one, counting down from number 10 all the way to the absolute worst state to move to in 2024. Now let's kick things off with our 10th worst state, and you might want to pay close attention. Your dream state could be on this list. Number 10. Mississippi ranks number 48 overall. Now, Mississippi might have some charm with its southern hospitality and rich history, but it ranks poorly for several reasons. With population of 2.97 million residents, the state has one of the highest poverty rates in the nation with 17.8%, and economic opportunities are pretty slim. Job seekers often struggle, and wages are among the lowest in the country. Mississippi's education system, ranking at number 39, is consistently near the bottom, and that's a concern for families considering moving here. Schools lack funding, and students are often left without the resources they need to succeed. It's not the place you want to move to if you're looking for top-notch education for your kids. To make matters worse, infrastructure problems are rampant, from deteriorating roads to aging public buildings. The healthcare system also struggles, especially in rural areas where access to quality care can be incredibly limited. Mississippi also has some natural beauty, but even that comes with its own set of challenges. Hurricane season can wreak havoc on the state, and there's also the constant threat of flooding. So, while it may have its cultural charms, there are too many negatives to ignore. If you're planning a move, you may want to keep Mississippi off your list. Number 9. West Virginia. Known for its beautiful mountains and outdoor recreation, West Virginia is a nature lover's paradise. Mountain State is the highest state east of the Mississippi River, with an elevation of 1,500 feet above sea level. However, the reality of living here is far less picturesque. West Virginia ranks at number 46 in national overall with categories combined. The opioid crisis has hit West Virginia harder than almost anywhere else in the nation. The state has the highest overdose death rate of 1,055.8 per 100,000 people, making it a difficult place to live for those looking to raise a family or start a new chapter. Healthcare ranks at number 48, and facilities are overwhelmed, and many rural communities are lacking in essential services. Education also struggles in West Virginia, also ranking number 48, with low graduation rates and underfunded schools being common issues. This makes it a challenging place for families with children who are looking for quality education options. Finally, West Virginia's infrastructure is crumbling, ranking at number 50. Roads and bridges are in dire need of repair, and public transportation options are scarce, especially in rural areas. So, while the state may be beautiful to visit, it's not an ideal place to move to if you're looking for stability and opportunity. Number 8. New Mexico ranks number 49 overall. New Mexico has stunning landscapes and rich cultural history, but don't let that fool you into thinking it's a perfect place to live. One of the biggest issues here is crime. The state consistently has one of the highest violent crime rates in the country, ranking at number 2 with 6,462 crime rate per 100,000 people, and cities like Albuquerque are notorious for issues like property crime and theft. The economy in New Mexico, ranking at number 45, isn't exactly booming either. Job opportunities can be limited, especially in rural areas. While there are some industries doing well, like energy production, many people struggle to find stable, well-paying jobs. The unemployment rate remains higher than the national average, making it a tough place to move if you're seeking career growth. Education is another major issue in New Mexico. The state ranks dead last in terms of education quality, with underfunded schools and low graduation rates. If you have kids, the school system here might give you second thoughts about relocating. On top of that, healthcare access is limited, especially in more rural parts of the state. Medical facilities can be hard to come by, and even in urban areas, wait times for care can be long. All in all, while New Mexico has its charms, there are too many challenges for it to be considered an ideal place to move to in 2024. Number 7. Alabama ranks number 44 overall. While the state offers some southern charm, the drawbacks are hard to overlook. For starters, education is a major concern. Alabama ranks near the bottom in terms of education quality at number 45, with underfunded schools and low test scores being consistent problems. This makes it a less than ideal place to move if you have children or are looking to start a family. Healthcare is another issue. Alabama has a high rate of people without health insurance, and access to quality healthcare is particularly limited in rural areas. Hospitals in many parts of the state are underfunded and understaffed, leaving residents with few options for medical care. Economically, Alabama also struggles. Wages are low, and while the cost of living may seem affordable, it comes with the trade-off of fewer job opportunities and slower economic growth. Industries like manufacturing are declining, and the job market isn't very diverse. Additionally, weather can be a problem. Tornadoes are a frequent threat, and the state's infrastructure isn't always equipped to handle the damage. For those who don't want to deal with extreme weather events and the economic hardships Alabama presents, it's not the best option for a new home. Number 6. Louisiana ranks number 50 overall. While the state is known for its rich culture, delicious food, and vibrant festivals like Mardi Gras, living here presents a different story. Crime is a major issue. Louisiana has one of the highest violent crime rates in the country at number 3, with 6,408 crime rate per 100,000 people, particularly in cities like New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Property crime is also rampant, making safety a big concern for residents. In terms of natural disasters, Louisiana is unfortunately in the direct path of hurricanes and flooding. Every year, the state faces the risk of devastating weather events that can destroy homes, businesses, and infrastructure. For anyone considering moving to Louisiana, the potential for natural disaster recovery is something to keep in mind. The economy here also lags behind. While New Orleans has seen some growth in tourism and tech, the overall job market remains weak, especially in rural areas. The state also has one of the highest poverty rates in the nation of 18.77%, with many residents struggling to make ends meet. On top of that, education is lacking. Louisiana consistently ranks near the bottom at number 47 when it comes to school quality, with many schools underfunded and students struggling with low test scores. If you're looking for a place to raise a family, the challenges here might outweigh the benefits. Now, Alaska might seem like a surprising choice, but this state ranks at number 45 overall and comes in at number 5 for a reason. While Alaska's natural beauty is undeniable, living here presents some significant challenges. For starters, isolation is a big factor. Many parts of Alaska are incredibly remote, with limited access to the rest of the country. This can make it difficult to find work, access health care, and even maintain a social life. The cost of living in Alaska is also extremely high, with index of 124.4, ranking number 6 in nation, particularly when it comes to basic necessities like food and fuel. Because so much has to be imported, prices are far above the national average, making everyday life expensive. Housing costs are also high, particularly in cities like Anchorage, where demand often outstrips supply. Weather is another challenge. Alaska's winters are long and brutal, with temperatures frequently dropping well below freezing for months on end. The extreme cold, combined with long periods of darkness, can take a toll on both physical and mental health. Seasonal depression is a real issue for many residents. On top of all that, job opportunities in Alaska are limited. While there are jobs in industries like oil and fishing, the state's economy is not very diverse, and finding work in other fields can be tough. For those who aren't prepared for the isolation, high costs, and harsh conditions, Alaska may not be the best state to move to. Number 4. Arkansas. Ranks number 47 overall. Arkansas comes in at number 4 on our list, and while it has its own unique appeal, there are several reasons why moving here might not be the best idea. Economic opportunities are one of the biggest drawbacks. The state's job market is relatively weak, with low wages and a high poverty rate of 16.01%. For anyone looking to advance their career, Arkansas might not offer the growth you're seeking. Another issue is education. Arkansas consistently ranks low at number 38 in terms of public education quality. Many students struggle to meet national benchmarks. Healthcare is another area where Arkansas falls short. Access to medical services is limited, particularly in rural areas, and the state has one of the highest rates of uninsured residents. This can make getting quality care difficult, even for those with health insurance. The crime rate of 5,899 per 100,000 people is also higher than you might expect, particularly in urban areas like Little Rock. Violent crime and property crime are concerns, making safety an issue for many residents. And then there's the weather. Arkansas is prone to severe weather events like tornadoes and flooding, which can cause significant damage and disruption. While Arkansas may have some charming small towns and natural beauty, the economic and social challenges make it one of the states to avoid moving to in 2024. Number 3. South Carolina, ranks number 41 overall. While this state is known for its beaches, golf courses, and southern charm, there are some serious downsides to living here. Crime is one of the biggest issues. South Carolina has one of the highest violent crime rates in the country with 5,973 per 100,000 people, and cities like Columbia and Charleston often make the news for their crime statistics. In addition to crime, education is another significant problem. South Carolina ranks number 42 near the bottom when it comes to public school performance. Schools are underfunded, and test scores are consistently low, making it a tough place to raise a family if education is a priority. The state also has issues with infrastructure, which ranks number 37 in nation. Roads and bridges are in poor condition, and public transportation options are limited. For those who rely on a well-maintained infrastructure, South Carolina can be a frustrating place to live. Weather is another concern. South Carolina is often in the path of hurricanes, and the coastal areas are particularly vulnerable to flooding. Storms can cause significant damage and recovery efforts can be slow, leaving residents to deal with the aftermath for months. Economically, the state's job market is not particularly strong. While tourism and manufacturing provide some opportunities, wages are generally low, and the cost of living continues to rise. So, while South Carolina might seem like a great place to visit, living there full-time might be a different story. Number 2. Oklahoma, ranks #43 overall. Known for its flatlands and tornadoes, Oklahoma presents several challenges for potential residents. The state's crime rate is one of the highest in the country, with 5,870 per 100,000 people, with both violent and property crimes posing significant issues, particularly in cities like Tulsa and Oklahoma City. Oklahoma also struggles with education. The state ranks at number 49 near the bottom when it comes to school quality, and teachers are often underpaid and overworked. This leads to high teacher turnover and low student performance, making it a tough place for families prioritizing education. Natural disasters are another major concern in Oklahoma. Tornadoes are a frequent threat, and the state also experiences earthquakes thanks to fracking activities. This can lead to property damage and make home insurance premiums skyrocket. Economically, Oklahoma has some issues as well. While the energy sector provides jobs, the job market is not very diverse and wages are often low. For anyone looking for a state with a robust and varied job market, Oklahoma may not be the best choice. Additionally, healthcare access is limited in many parts of the state. Rural areas in particular suffer from a lack of medical services, and even in urban areas, healthcare can be expensive and difficult to access. So while Oklahoma may have some affordable housing, the overall quality of life leaves much to be desired. And finally, the number 1 state you should never move to in 2024 is California. Now, this might come as a surprise given California's reputation for sunny beaches, Hollywood glamour, and tech innovation. But behind the glitz and glam, there are several serious issues that make California a tough place to live. First and foremost, the cost of living in California is astronomical with index of 134.5. Housing prices are through the roof, particularly in cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego. Even renting can eat up a huge chunk of your income, leaving many residents struggling to make ends meet. On top of that, the state has some of the highest taxes in the country, from income taxes to sales taxes, making it one of the most expensive places to live. Homelessness is another major problem in California. The state has one of the largest homeless populations in the country, with 171,521, and in many cities, tent encampments line the streets. This issue has only gotten worse in recent years, and local governments are struggling to find solutions. Crime is also on the rise, particularly in urban areas. While California used to be seen as a relatively safe state, recent spikes in both violent and property crime have made safety a growing concern for many residents. Natural disasters are another huge issue in California. Wildfires, earthquakes, and droughts are becoming more frequent and more severe. Wildfires in particular have caused massive destruction in recent years, leading to home losses and dangerous air quality. Earthquakes, too, are a constant threat, particularly in regions near major fault lines. While California may offer job opportunities in tech, entertainment, and other industries, the quality of life often doesn't match the high price tag. Traffic congestion, pollution, and overcrowding make day-to-day life a challenge for many. So while California might seem like a dream destination, it's a tough place to build a comfortable life in 2024. And there you have it. The top 10 states you should never move to in 2024. If you're planning a move, be sure to do your research and weigh all the pros and cons before making a decision. And if any of these states were on your radar, you might want to reconsider. If you enjoyed today's video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot to us. Don't miss out on the next video showing on your screen. We know you'll love what we've got coming. Let us know in the comments which country you'd like us to explore next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Safe travels.